What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm excited to bring you this next project because it's right on time for Mother's Day, Teachers Appreciation, and for graduation as well. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of showing you how you can use some of your uh, AI artwork from Monday for our AI in action class number. I think we were on class number 28. My goodness. And this is class number 269. I put 268 in the title, but I'm going to change that for you. It's class 268, and we used AI 28. And then we're also going to do AI 29 and 30, all focused on superheroes. So if you like this content, make certain that you show up on Mondays for AI class because I'm showing you how to create this artwork. And then also, I'm giving you creative ways of how to use the AI artwork that we're creating. Hey, 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 my loves. All right, so let me go ahead and get into the basic. Look, what I'm going to do for tonight, I'm going to give you all AI artwork, even if you did not attend the Monday class, because this will give you some understanding of how you can use stock art, photos from your clients, or AI artwork to create your own design. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go backwards just to show you how the design is originally. And then I'm going to just delete all this stuff and recreate it because I know you all will be able to recreate it as well. All right, first things first, let me save my file. And the first thing that I want you to do, this is a master file. So because it's a master file, I want you to go up here to generate and turn off image assets. We're only going to turn that step on when we are complete with our design. All right. So this is not just a t-shirt design. This is actually designed to be a backdrop. So you can imagine especially for graduation, for this big old design to be in the backdrop so that people can take pictures in front of a huge certificate. But I went a step further and said, well, why not use it as a certificate that can be framed, a poster, teachers, moms, anyone would love to be appreciated with this type of artwork. Pillows, absolutely, Amy. Great one there. Okay, so what I had to do, and I'm going to explain this before we get going. This is a large file. This is a 44 by 36 inch file. Of course, when you're printing small pillows and the certificates, they're going to be much smaller. So I'm going to show you that whenever you want to do large scale stuff, such as all over shirts, banners, backdrops, and things of that nature, you need to start with a higher resolution image. And yes, the file will be larger, but then you can take those elements. We're going to turn these elements into little PNGs, each of these elements, and then we'll rearrange them for smaller projects or different types of projects. This makes it perfect for the Automizer because it gets everything ready for you. So really all you have to do is plug and play. So if you're ready to play, let's go ahead and I'll get on my job, which is to be the plug. Okay. All right. And let me know if you all have any trouble hearing me right now. I feel like I'm kind of far away from the mic, but I'm not sure. All right. So first thing that I want to do is go ahead and determine what your subject's going to be. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back, all the way back. I'm just going to show you what's been flipped out here. And we're going to take it back to our graduate. And if I were placing images here, I would just do file, place embedded to place her image there. So I'm just talking through that part because it's already in here. And what you are going to be doing is taking this from a graduate certificate and turning it into the teacher one. All right, so what I'm doing is just reversing it so you can see that process. I'm going to go ahead and bring Vanessa back. Vanessa was good to us. She was featured in 264. She's an AI character as well. And then all of these images are shortcut up here at the top. So I go to photo 3. Let me turn that off. There we go. All right, all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn off the superhero background because this one's going to be more graduation based. So I won't have that background on here. I'm just going to turn that off right now. And at this very moment, we have these green flowers, and this is because we are going to be changing our colorway based on the school colors. And the school colors and the smart colors will also change the color of the flowers. However, when you get to doing your flip, if you want to bring in different color flowers and different elements, you can do that as well. I just want to show y'all how we'll be able to make some quick and easy money during this graduation, Mother's Day, and teacher appreciation season. It's all wrapped up in one. So there's so many ways to make money off this one template. All right, so let's go ahead and change out the logo. You'll see that there's a logo position here, and just make sure that you do not, the one that says do not touch, just do not touch that one, okay? That's a folder that has the images that I want to be in the correct size so that when you do export your PNG elements, that they aren't going to be so tiny and pixelated, depending on how you're using them. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and go to our logo. I'm going to temporarily turn it on here, and we're going to double click on it. And I already have some logos loaded up in here for you. We're going to go ahead and change this one to like a deep red. So we'll choose the elephant theme here. Now, if you are bringing in a logo, which absolutely my OGs, y'all already know what to do. I don't have to tell y'all what to come to class with. If you see me switching stuff out and you know you have things, you can use those images. I provide the images also for those who either want to get the full experience of what we're doing in class, because I'm always giving you gems. I'm always teaching you advanced skills. Even though I make it look easy, I want you all to get at least one advanced skill every single class that we do, okay? So you'll see what the advanced skills are. I'm not going to scare you off, but you'll see what the advanced skills are, and then you're not going to be scared as long as you have me holding your hand, or Coach Chrissy holding your hand, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and activate this one, but if you were bringing in your logo, you're going to go File, Place Embedded, and you would go ahead and bring in your logo. All right, so in this case, I don't think I have a logo here, but let's see. Large icons. Yes, I do have a logo. It happens to be one that's already in there, but let's bring in the logo. So you would do File, Place Embedded, and you place your logo there. And when you size it, make sure that you size it about to whatever is already there. Why? It's going to make it so much easier to just flow through your design, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn that one off. I'm going to go with the red. Go ahead and hit yes to save those changes. All right, and you all, please make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and that you like and also follow the business Instagram and the business Facebook, because Instagram and Facebook are changing things where you're only going to see the content on the business page. So it will not let us share the videos and all of that inside of the private Facebook group. So make sure that you're following us on Instagram and on the business Facebook page, okay? That way, when I have that, I don't know, did I tell y'all that I had a $10? If you remind me, I don't think I turned the coupon code off. So the class that we did on Monday for the superheroes and doing the face swap, I think I still have that one at 75% off. If you all remind me about that, I'll tell you at the end. All right, so let me get back to work. All right, so I want to do this pop-out feature here. Why? Because we just can't be basic. We are far from basic, but we can make the process basic. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm sorry. Let me pick my colors first so I can go ahead and turn this logo off. I was getting excited to do the pop-out. All right, while I have the logo open, because I'm going to turn the logo off, we actually don't need it for this design, but I find that picking the school colors, unless you have the hex code, it's easier to do the school colors from the mascot. All right, so I'll go ahead and pick the red here. And then I'm going to check my swatches. I don't even have to save the swatches because I'm going to be immediately using them. And then I'm going to pick this secondary color is like a cream color. I'm going to leave the secondary color alone because I think we're not even really using it here. I'm just more concerned about this main color here. All right. So let's go ahead and turn this logo off now. I picked the colors from it. That was pretty much what I needed. Keep keep it on for this part. I'll tell you what, because some of you are going to need a color reference when it comes to changing your flowers. So let's do that together. I'm going to change the flowers so that it matches the logo. And this is why you are a part of the Innate Academy, because we like to pre-think the hard stuff out first. So let's go ahead and double click on color 1. We have this green. I'm going to duplicate layer here. And then let's go ahead and pick that red color that we just picked from the logo. Turn off any other eyeballs there. Go ahead and hit yes to save the changes. All right. Now you see it didn't change anything. And that's because this element here is a repeated PNG that is going to save you a lot of time and energy when I show you how this works, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to turn on our flower scroll here. Nope, I lied. We're going to turn on the template. All right, so see how it already kind of changed colors? And that's because the smart color is no longer green, it is red. But like I said, I don't want y'all to be afraid of these advanced topics. We're going to talk a little bit about our levels, hue saturation, and how it's going to affect the flowers underneath. So I can go ahead and tell you right now, if I turn my levels off and turn them back on, this is how I'm able to get some of the deeper, more saturated colors. So I'll come over, double click on my levels here. And let's move from left to right to see what's going to get us closer to the type of color that we want here. And that's getting me really close right there. As a matter of fact, I would say that's a win. I want this to be super easy for you because I want you to have 100 customers in 1 week. Okay, I want you to have 100 customers in 1 week, and I want you to be confident that you can flip all 100 of those designs, okay? Especially if they're from the same few schools. All right, so I changed this color up. That's going to be for this school. And what we're going to do here is go ahead and turn off this flower now because it's dead in her face. But I want you to see too, I have a couple of flowers in here. Can I show y'all my couple of flowers? I'll show you. Wrong one. I'm going inside of my template there. Here we go. All right, so this is the original coloring of the flowers. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so you can see what the original coloring is. What we're doing here is making it a quick step. So you don't have to go find burgundy flowers and green flowers and blue flowers and lilac flowers. What you're going to do, you're just going to recolor the flowers that are here so that you can have a quick change out process. However, if you just happen to have some flowers like I do for Mother's Day, I put the calla lilies in there. And that's because in the Mother's Day image that we did last week, we had an image with the calla lilies. So I wanted to put those flowers in there to match that theme. I have one here with the roses and the butterfly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this one because I'm going to show you the difference between recoloring it, just using the smart color here. And then I'm also going to show you a feature where you can recolor it using hue saturation. So tonight, you will get to choose which one you want to do. And I always say start with this recoloring one because it's the quickest. And you could just easily turn on your levels here, adjust them. And what you're doing is you're adjusting the midtones here. And that's perfect right there. That's my deep red color. I'm ready to go with that. Okay. So that's one way. The other way, I'm going to turn off the levels right now, and I'm going to focus on hue saturation, okay? So you're going to take one of these hue saturation layers here, turn it on. This is the one that got that kind of jaguar greenish blue. And this one doesn't change too much at all, so I'll use this one. Now we're going to double click on the hue saturation icon right here, and you'll notice that on the right-hand side, the properties tell you that you're changing the master level. I want to use this little finger and I want to pick my most common color that I'm going to be changing here. And it tells me that those are cyans. It automatically tells me those are cyans. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my saturation all the way down and crank it all the way up. Did you see I still have a little bit of blue left? That means what that tells me is I'm going to have to go in and change my blues as well. So I can't forget that after I change my cyans. But I am going to crank the saturation up just a little bit so it will be easy to see the hue shift here. Now I'm going from blue to red, and I'm going from a pretty medium blue, almost a light blue, to a very deep dark red. So you have to think of what that means to change the color. So first I want to change the hue because I want to go from a blue to a red. That's giving me kind of pink. And what I'm looking for is the closest I can get, because I have not changed my blues yet. I'm only changing my cyans. So I'm going to get close over here to this pink. All right. And then I'm going to go to the blues. I'm going to crank the saturation up a little bit so I can see what's going on there. And I'm going to move until I get more of a red. Now, I don't want an orange. I would go orange if I was looking to create like a coral color or something like that. I want a true red. So I'm going to go right after it starts to shift from pink and a little closer to orange. And I don't know. Let me zoom in a little bit. So then that way you all can see what I'm talking about here. All right. Now here's another thing. My blues and my cyans, I shifted the hue and I increased the saturation so I can get a little more oomph of the color. So I need to play with the lightness here because that dark red is indeed a dark color. So I'm going to bring my lightness down on the blues. And I want to get a vibrant, but more of that crimson color. All right, and then I'll do the same thing over for the cyan. I'm going to bring the lightness down just a little bit. And I'm still looking to have that saturated color there. I don't want it to be too dull. Okay, so now I have somewhat of the color that I want here, but I need a little bit of darkness underneath here. So I'm going to activate my levels and look at that. So here's the difference. I want to show you the difference between when I recolor. With the color feature, it turns everything red, including the diamonds that are in there. I don't know if y'all can see them, but there are little diamonds on the butterflies in there. So this is going to recolor everything. Like it's just going to wash everything with that one color. But when I play with hue saturation, and I like to use my blues when I'm making my AI artwork. Okay, so I started with blue flowers. So everything that's not blue keeps its original shade of color or hue of color because I'm only manipulating the blues and the cyans. Okay, so we're going to do this together tonight. I just wanted to give you that difference. Sometimes I recolor, especially if I'm being real quick and fast. Okay, and then most of the time, if I want to maintain, like I want to maintain those crystals and the diamond look there, then I have to change it by the hue saturation and not doing an overall quick color. Okay, so you decide what's going to be best for you, because if I was going real quick and if I was using that other flower that did not have the diamonds in there, best believe your girl would have been using this overall color. Okay, and I want you to pay attention to as well the blend mode that's on here. That one is on color. And this blend mode is on normal. So when we're doing a hue saturation, we've got that on normal. And then our levels are on normal as well. All right, so I think this is the one. This is it right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I was only using this to get my colors right for my flowers. My colors are now right for the flowers. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the logo. The logo I was just using as a color reference. Tonight, believe it or not, we're not using the logo. I know we throw that logo on everything. But if you want to throw the logo on there, it's there for you to do that because most of us will. If we are doing a school, we want to use a school logo somewhere. All right, so let's go ahead now, and now we can deal with the pop-out feature. Don't worry about those green flowers right now. The green flowers, they're going to irk us so bad that it's going to make us remember to make our final change and to turn on our special magic mode of getting all these PNGs. All right, so right now let's focus on photo 1. Of course, it has the last pop-out. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. All right, and I'm just going to be real bold and understand that I can make this mask all over again. So I'm just going to delete that layer mask. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'll delete all. I was holding these before when I was testing them. All right, so I'm going to delete the layer mask off of here too, because Vanessa does not have the same contour as our super teacher. Okay, and dare I say super fine teacher. All right, so let's go ahead and let's delete the layer mask here. All right, and Vanessa is just looking so gorgeous and accomplished, but I want her to truly pop out here. So what we are going to do is delete all of the layer mask here. That one I think I could keep on for y'all because y'all you don't know what that one is yet, but you can use it kind of as a cheat code. I'll delete it. That way if y'all want to use it, you can remake it. All right. Let me go ahead and save my work so far. And I like to do a little save as. I'm going to save this as my master file, so you all will get my master file if you come to class tonight. All right, all right. So Vanessa, the reason why you can't see her pop out is because she's usually just a little bit bigger here. There we go. All right, Vanessa, I want you to pop out and I want to be able to see the pop out from behind. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to select the burst layer right here. And if you don't see it on your layers panel, you can just right click, and where it says burst PNG, you can click there. All right. Now, while we're on the burst layer, I have a hidden little layer mask here. We're not going to turn it on. We're just going to hold down Alt and we're going to pick it up and drag it. So see how it's making a copy? We're going to pick it up and drag it to the photo pop out PNG. Now, what it's done is it has selected only the opening for the hole. And we can kind of have Vanessa peekabooing through there. Like, you know, Vanessa could say, hey, what's going on? Oh, I moved the whole thing. Oh, no, I moved Vanessa. She was just peekabooing real slow. Vanessa, I need you to peekaboo a little bit faster, baby. I know we going live and all this stuff, and I'm stressing this computer out, but I need you to work with me. All right, so Vanessa could just peekaboo there, but that's not good enough for us. We want Vanessa to really pop out of the frame here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actively select the contour of Vanessa. All right, and then we're going to go to the hole that is currently here, and we're going to add to that selection. And the way that we add to it or make it reveal is to use white, because white reveals and black conceals. So boom, just like that, easy peasy, we made her pop out right now. All right, so I'm just setting y'all up for what we're about to do, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the teacher, and there's a little bit of an extra step that if we have time tonight, if you all are on the roll and participating, I'm going to show y'all an extra step. All right, so we've got our pop out action going on here. It says the word teacher right now. So what I have is I have 3 different words in here right now. I have teacher, mom, and diploma. So for this one, of course, it will probably be diploma. However, I'm going to turn this one. I'm going to take the mom version and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to name this one dad. No, I'm not going to name it. I'm just going to duplicate it. And whenever I change the text here, if I double click on the T, DAD, Just taking this little time right now. And I'm going to make it all caps. I don't have to type in caps. All right. And then I'm going to make it a little bit larger so we can see those D's there. All right. And another thing you can do is you can change the spacing here. So I'm going to change the spacing between the letters a little bit just so that I can see a little bit more of the letter D's. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to kind of back up a little bit. We're officially going to turn this into a DAD certificate. So if you saw the thumbnail and some of the examples, we did. Let me show you here. All right, so these are some variations you can do. We have teacher, mom, diploma, and now we're going to do dad. So you all have all of the assets to create every last thing that I'm showing you on the screen right now. But I want you to focus tonight on doing the superhero with me because I feel like that's going to be something that's going to make your business stand out, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and change out our photo here. And I'm going to go all the way to the top here so I can quickly change out photo 1, 2, and 3. That's what you're going to do with me. All right. We're getting into basically restarting this whole thing. Photo 1, we're going to double click. You're going to do File, Place Embedded, and you're going to bring in this image. All right. So this image will be given to you. You're going to File, Place Embedded this image. Then what I'm doing is you're just going to bring in the image as is. But what I did was I went in and I showed you some additional ways that you can use recoloring to even color his uniform. Hence why I like to make all of my AI artwork have like blue in it because it allows me to change those colors. So I'm going to leave this in there. I'm going to remove my image because you're going to put the image in there. Okay, but I'm going to pretend like you already did the work. All right, so for this one, I'm going to change his uniform to red. Now, this is important because this little rectangle that I have here, I put it on there just so that you have a reference color. So if I wanted to change that fill color, I'm going to choose the red of our school here. And then I'm going to turn on this hue saturation. And again, we're dealing with changing the blues and the cyans. So this should be very, very familiar to you. So I'm going to put this one as the emerald green. I'll save that for y'all, the emerald green. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I don't want to go for emerald green. I want to go for that deep red. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so we can see a little bit better. All right, and then we're going to go to, instead of the master here, I'll turn off the emerald green there. Grab the finger. Let's pick a color that we want to change here. It's telling me those are cyans right there. So this one is going to end up being our crimson. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset everything. So basically, it's just a hue saturation layer that we're going to turn to crimson. Grab the finger, touch on the blue color there. I've got cyans picked. Now I can shift the color cyan. Again, just like we did before, same concept of how we change the flowers. I like repetition because it helps you learn. So if it seems like I'm telling you to do the same thing over again, yes, I am. But it's going to be a different application because now we're changing his color of his uniform. All right, so I've increased that. It looks a little pink to me, but it's okay because we also need to go and shift the blues. Yeah, I'm getting that red now. I'm in there. And then I'm going to take and bring my lightness down a little bit so I get a little deeper, more crimson red. Same thing with the cyans. Get a little bit darker and deeper with those colors there. Beautiful, beautiful. And even my lightning in the background got a little more red because we were shifting the color to red. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off that little square there because that's all I needed it for, was for reference, my crimson, my emerald, and I'm ready to roll. Okay, so I'm gonna close this and hit yes to save those changes. If you want to be safe, if you did all that hard work and you're scared you're gonna lose your work, just do save first and then close, okay? All right, so once again, the same contour for Vanessa does not fit our super dad here, right? So we're gonna go ahead and make that change. First thing we're gonna do is just say, hey, we don't need this layer mask. We're going to delete the layer mask, okay? So here right now we have the full rectangle. Now, normally I tell you to come to class with your images already cut out. The reason why I'm giving you this image with the background not cut out is because I want to incorporate some of that lightning in here. And I want to show you how you can incorporate some of the background, but still have the pop out effect, okay? So what we're going to do here is make sure that we have our object selection tool on. And if you hold down on this button, if you see the magic wand or the quick selection tool, we want the object selection tool. So you can hold it down and grab the object selection tool. Make sure that you have sample all layers off. You don't want to sample all layers. You only want to sample the layer that we're touching right now. You can have hard edge turned on because you want it to have a clean edge. And then we're going to hit this drop down, choose cloud, and then hit select subject. All right, looks like it selected our subject there just fine. I'm going to go ahead and click on the layer mask here. Boom. And it doesn't really look like anything because there's a duplicate of the layer right behind it. I turned the opacity down because I don't want it to be full opacity. I'm just going to use it just a little bit, and I'll show you how in just a moment. So the main focus right now is for us to make sure that we have this thing the size that we want so that we're going to be popping out in style. All right, so I'm going to move the image first just to see where the pop out, where the hole is. All right, and I'm going to scale it down just a little bit. I think that is good, right about there. Okay, and these are the same steps we did with Vanessa, so I'm going to do them very quickly. I'm going to go to the burst layer. I'm not going to touch on the layer mask. I'm going to tap on the name of the layer where it says burst. Then I'm going to hold down Alt, or it would be Option on the Mac, and you can pick up that little hole and you're going to bring it up to where it says photo pop out. Boom. So there it is. We got the peekaboo effect, but we want to get that full pop out effect. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to delete. Oh, no, we already deleted her layer mask. I thought it was Vanessa's layer mask. No, that's the one we just worked hard for, Shannon. Don't delete that one. You're going to hold down Control, and you're going to click on this layer mask, and you'll notice that you get the marching ants around the contour of his head. So we're going to come up here to the photo pop out, and this is the little peekaboo hole. We're going to add to the selection so that it really allows us to see the top of the head up here. So I'm going to grab the brush tool here. Make sure that I have white selected because white's going to reveal, because right now he's hidden, he's concealed. All right, and I'm going to just paint with my paintbrush, and it's only allowing me to paint right now inside where the layer mask is activated. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab that book, make sure that book is popping out too. And then right there where his hand is, perfect. All right, so he looks like he is well read, and super dad is, so first he was super teacher, right? So now he's going to be super dad because he's reading his kids his bedtime story. He's their hero. I want y'all to think like how impressive this is going to be for all of those occasions. All right, so I'm trying to drag this out, but we're pretty much done. All we have to do now is change out our photo number 2 and 3. Now, I'm not going to worry about changing the colors of photo 2 and 3 because I have them right now as luminosity. So it's only using the black and white version of the image. So yes, he's still wearing the blue uniform, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be black and white. All right, so here you would do file, place, embedded. Like I said, I'm going to give you these images. You're going to bring them in. So you do your file, place, embedded. And let me do the example here. File, place, embedded. And this is 269 here. Oh no, this is your AI. Y'all see I got all these projects going on. I'm always working for y'all. Always working for y'all. We are AI 28. Here it is. Okay. So these are the sample images that you will have. I'm just going to show you how to do it just in case you need to fall back on this video for later, even though we're going to do it all together in class. Okay, so see that one with the wave so sick? You're going to click on that one and place it. Okay, because it's not going to already be in there. And then what you're going to do is drop it inside of this folder. Okay, simple as that. Close out, hit yes to save, and it's already going to have this outside masked off for you. See how now you have, and I want the top of his head to be a little closer to the top here. So that way I don't have to do much moving around later. And it appears, I'm glad I see this now. Uh-oh. I need to clean off some of that layer mask a little bit. And y'all, this is all that I did. I just took my little brush and just faded off a little square there. And the reason why is because the whole effect is supposed to look like a torn paper, little watermarked effect there. So we don't have to be very precise. Vanessa's cut out contour cut, but let's name Super Dad here. Let's name him Marcus. Okay, so Marcus, we don't have to worry about image number 2 and 3 being cut out. So you really don't have to come with any images cut out tonight. All right, so I already showed you how to do that for the last one. Same idea here. You're going to file, place, embedded. Let me go ahead and make a folder for this one so it'll keep that layer mask there for you. So I'm going to delete this one so you can see it kind of do its thing without already being there. I like to keep the original image on to show me about the proportions of what I need. So when I go file, place, embedded, and then this one, I'm going to place second image here. I'm going to make sure that I put them inside of this folder here. And that's because the layer mask is already going to be activated and done for me. Now I'm just cleaning this up a little bit so you don't have to do this step. I'll turn off the image from previous, and I want to make sure that he is centered. And I'm moving the photo, not the folder. I'm moving the photo. I want to make sure that he's centered and his head is more anchored towards the top, just like Vanessa was. That way I don't have to move Vanessa's. I don't have to move Marcus's picture because Marcus's face was in a different place where Vanessa's was. So that's why I say leave your other image on as reference and try to follow the formula as much as possible. It makes it super simple. All right, so I'm going to hit yes to save those changes. All right, and there's Marcus popping up black and white. Cool, cool. Now remember, we are also going to change out those flowers. The flowers are going to be the last thing that we do, okay? Because there's a little trick to that I want you all to incorporate tonight. I can go ahead and do Control D to deselect here. I love how it made where the blue shadows and highlights were. It made it red. That's so cool. All right, so let's go ahead now, and I have a background layer on here for you all. So we'll go to the background here. Right now it's got the flowers on, and then the flowers will update. But I want to go ahead and turn on the superhero background here. So this is actually going to be next week. We are creating our settings and our custom costumes for and whatever our superpowers are for the superheroes. So if you are interested in that, this image is coming from that class. So you got a little sneak peek there. And I think it's good as is, but you can make it color 2 or color 1. That's the natural color of it. But I want this to look like it's geared for the school colors. And again, you can add a levels here. If I wanted that red to be a little bit darker, I can really intensify my midtones there and make it just a little bit darker. All right, so we can change out the text here. We are the same way I showed you how to change out the text for dad is the same way that you would change out the first name, last name, your town, high school, etc. Right, so now we're going to go ahead and change out these flowers. And you know me, I'm going to go ahead and close out some of these cabinet doors so I don't bust my head, because I don't like to see all these swung open. It makes me nervous. And then if we ever need to edit anything, when we right click on it, it'll open up the file and tell us exactly where to go anyhow. All right, so for these flowers, now I kind of explained that this template is a master template. It does some pretty cool stuff. So let me show you what the pretty cool stuff is right now. All right. Remember earlier where when we went to File and Generate, and we turned off the check mark for image assets, or we at least made sure it was off. If it was already off, don't touch it. If it had a check mark, that's the only time that you turn it off in the beginning. So now we need it to come back on. So we're going to click on Image Assets, and I'm going to go to wherever my folder is for my 269. And it will automatically generate a folder. So this one is called Master Assets because I made a master file out of this one. And watch what it's doing. It's making all of these PNGs right now. But wait a minute, something's a little off with this one because these flowers are still green and I need them to be red. But instead of me going to each little flower and recoloring them and redoing the levels, y'all know what I'm talking about, because once you get them levels right on one flower, you got to go over to the other flowers, change the levels, change the hue and the saturation. So what I did was I made a little shortcut for you. All right, and this is one of the shortcuts here. This is everything that you need for the Automizer. Hello, somebody, look at this. Could you look at this? Even this graphic here, imagine being able to reposition those for banners, backdrops, table runners, for your chip bags, for your water bottles. You're going to have all of these elements ready to plug and play for the Automizer, okay? Even your little burst through, okay? And then he's got the pop out that goes with the burst through, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let me show you what I want you to do for this flower. I'm going to pull this down just for a moment so we can focus on Photoshop. I need the full Photoshop. Okay. All right. So at the very top, these are your immediate change out images. We have the green flower scroll here. We're going to double click on it. We're going to go to that folder where those assets automatically generated. Here's our burgundy or our crimson. We're going to drag and drop it. Hit enter to lock in the transformation. Delete the one underneath it. This should feel pretty familiar. This is what we do in the Automizer. And then we're going to hit yes to save the changes. No more green flowers. And I did not have to go in and change each of those hue saturations for each of those sets of flowers. This is just pretty much me being able to rock and roll. All right, all right. Hey, my loves, and we're getting ready to start class in just a little bit. I'm going to be teaching y'all tonight. Tonight is going to be my little more advanced. I'm giving Coach Chrissy a little break for tonight, okay? So you all will have the, I'll call it a privilege, but you know I'll put you to work. So you have the opportunity to work with me tonight in the live Photoshop class. But I did want to go ahead and showcase this for those who may not be able to make it to class. You have the demo already ready. And then, of course, I'm also looking at being able to use this for banners, backdrops, mentioned pillows, and also even just printables, like the printable certificates. You could sell this for at least $25 for a 25-cent print. It takes 25 cents to print an 8.5 by 11 on your printer, not even sublimation ink. Okay, maybe use a nice parchment paper or cardstock and put it in a Dollar Tree frame and charge at least $25 for it. Okay, I'm just giving y'all some ideas. All right, but of course we're gonna go all out. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make this a scene. So I will see you all in class at 8 o'clock. I need to go ahead and get these files uploaded for you. Make sure you don't need to bring any files tonight. If you were in AI class on Monday and you want to bring your files because y'all made some fire AI artwork, if you would like to do that, then go ahead and bring your artwork. You don't have to have the second and third image. I'm going to show you how to do that. But make sure that y'all tune in with me because y'all, we're getting ready to get into creating our custom characters. We're going to create our kids on AI 30. And then this next one that we're doing on Monday, we're going to create our special powers, our uniforms, the settings, the background. So this is a 3-part series for creating these characters. So I want to make sure that you all understand we're doing a lot. Y'all are going to be able to do a lot with this and face swap. Every time we do the characters here, we're going to be face swapping at the end also, so that you know how to face swap the adults, the kids, and even when we do like the anime images, we'll be able to face swap those too. And we're going to have some fun with that. All right. So I will see you all in the Photoshop Zoom room. If you're not in the Photoshop Zoom room, I don't know what's going on. You know, we have a VIP program where you can get into Photoshop classes live on Wednesdays and have hands-on help every single week. And you get this template for free just for coming to the class. And we're giving you hands-on help to make sure that by the time you leave class, this design is going to be done. You can post it on your social media. And by the time you go to sleep, wake up refreshed, you'll probably have a potential order sitting right in your face. Okay. So the idea here is that every single week we challenge ourselves to come up with a new template so that every single week you can challenge yourself to do your Photoshop skills, but also get some work done that's going to showcase what your business can do. All right. So I love you and I appreciate you dearly. And until next time, bye.